Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to this sad installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. I want to thank you for joining me today because today is going to be the last vlog featuring the 2001 Pontiac Aztek GT, also known as VlogTek. So in today's vlog, what we're gonna do is pretty much just it's gonna be a long vlog probably. We're gonna take this thing out, you know, with a bang for the last vlog. Not literally, because she's going to somebody else. But we're just going to restore some of the things back to original spec for this Aztek. Mainly the seats, really. I'm going to keep my leather seats, and we're going to put the original seats back in. Got to swap the airbag hub out of the front passenger seat of this one back into the original seat that it came out of. I'm going to try to give it a wash, clean it up. I don't know, maybe take care of just a few other little tiny things here and there, but for the most part, guys, my time with this car is done. And you know, I really didn't want it to be done, but you know, over almost the last month, I've really been thinking about just about this car, the condition it's in, and kind of how I want another project car. Really, I've done so much with this one. I probably did about 95% of what I wanted to do to it. I didn't do anything with the cladding like I had hoped. I didn't get to change the ABS sensor on the front passenger wheel or the wiring harness, which is causing an ABS code. I don't know, there's just other little tiny things here that I had planned on doing with this vehicle, but we're not going to now. I apologized in the last vlog, and I'm going to apologize again for anybody and everybody who has enjoyed all of the videos on the 01 Pontiac Aztek. I am really sorry if you guys are mad and upset that I'm getting rid of this. I'm in a way upset that I'm getting rid of it too. And I really hope that you guys can find it in your hearts to forgive me in the Aztek community, because there is a community out there. There's actually a bigger community of Aztek fans than you would think. But you know, I don't know what the future is gonna hold. Maybe someday I can get another one, and if I get another one, maybe I could find one that's actually pricey, one that's didn't need as much or doesn't need as much work as this one did, one that's in better shape underneath where it's not as rotted or rusty, something that I could actually keep and I don't have to worry about it you know, falling apart or you know, just crapping out. Something that I can hold on to for a while. I wish I really do wish it was this one, but this one is probably getting close to its last leg. You guys saw the rot underneath, and I've explained that in the last couple of Aztek vlogs. But as of right now, the car is still perfectly stable. But it will get to a point eventually where the back suspension will probably rot away from the back, or from the body, and then there will be nothing for the wheels and stuff to hold on to. That day will come. Probably not for could be a year, could be 2 years. But, when I bought this thing, I knew that my time with it really wasn't going to be, I want to say forever. I knew it wasn't going to be forever, but I knew I'd probably only get, a few years out of it. I've had this thing for a little over 2.5 years. I brought it home on January 20th or 21st of 2018. And today is July 23rd. Yes, July 23rd, 2020. As this is being filmed, this car is only going to be with me for the next couple of days. So, yeah, you're getting close to actually delivering it to the next person. When I bought this thing, when I found it on Facebook Marketplace in 2018, actually it was 2017 when I originally found it. The couple who owned it had it listed and they wanted $700 for it. They said it needs a head gasket, and I'm pretty sure that may have been all of the description. Head gasket, as is, or needs work or something. I don't know. They did something like that. They weren't very descriptive with their item. So when I kind of when I was looking for Azteks in 2017, I skipped over this one because I was hoping to find one that runs drives, that need all that work. And all the ones that I did find that were like that I couldn't afford at the time. And then came January, where I came across this post with this car again, and they knocked it down to $400. And that kind of got me thinking, well, I got a hold of them. Obviously, they said needs a head gasket. Needs, I think they did tell me, I knew it needed brake lines and a transmission line. They may have mentioned the power steering line, but I think that was it. They said that, the exterior was in excellent condition, and honestly, for the most part, it is. The rust is, I showed you guys, forming around the gas cap area. And the door, the wheel well, is rotting behind that door. But, you guys have seen this car a million times in these vlogs. The outside of it, with the exception of the plastic cladding, I'm not, that's something else. But the actual paint and stuff everywhere else is it is in pretty decent shape for how old the car is. There's no clear coat coming off anywhere. I did scratch the hood up a little bit when I removed the guard that they had, the plastic guard. And there is a little bit of bubbling here that was forming with the guard. Actually, the rust is starting to come through now, but still, we gave this car its first wax and polish. Probably since it was new. I don't know. Who knows when it was last done, but it kind of brought the shine out. It needs washed now, and I'm really hoping if the rain holds off, which they're saying we might get some storms today, I can maybe wash it. But my priority today is to get the seats out, because today's really the only day that I have time to do that. So anyway, yeah, so that's what they told me it needed done, and I bought it and I had it hauled home, and that's where the journey began. So, head gaskets, that was my main objective. Obviously, we tore the engine apart. It was one of the first things we did, and that took some time. And while the engine was apart, we managed to find the other things that needed to be done. We did do brake lines, we did transmission lines, we did power steering lines. We needed a radiator once it was put back together, and that's what they failed to tell me. The radiator was steaming once it got to temperature, so radiator was bad. All 4 suspension struts and shocks were bad, and I don't know how they drove with that. So we had that issue. What else? There were just other things here and there that we had to do to really get this thing back in motion. They didn't tell me that the transmission doesn't have 4th gear. You know, there was just a lot of stuff. The liftgate shocks, the hood shocks, just so much. This car was a catastrophe when she was brought home. But now she's had life for a while. And I'm really glad that I was able to save this car. And unfortunately, like I said, because of its overall condition underneath the car, which, you know, there's nothing that you can really do, I think, about it at this point. Maybe if you're willing to spend the money. Unfortunately, I don't have it. Maybe you can get some more time out of it, but I don't know. If I end up getting another one, and like I said, maybe one day I will, I want it to be something that's going to be as immaculate as it could be. I want to stick to my original plan when I bought this thing. I want to find one that runs and drives and doesn't need all the work. But at the same time, you know, I've really enjoyed doing all this stuff with this car. This car was my very first hands-on car. Before this, you know, the only thing that I've ever really done to a car was change brakes, oil changes, little tiny maintenance things here and there, improper stereo wiring, speaker wiring, stuff like that. This car, I seen it as the opportunity to dig my hands into an engine for the first time, replace all those lines and gaskets and radiator and all that stuff. This was my opportunity to do so. And even though she's not 100% perfect, it didn't come out 100% perfect, I did it. This thing moves because of me. And I'm really proud of that. This is basically the car that got me thinking that, you know, this is something that I want to do with my life. And this is what got me into school for automotive. And at this point in time, I am halfway done with my schooling. And I'll be able to get my associate's degree in automotive technology because of this. So in a way, you know, this car changed my life. And as stupid as it may sound to a lot of you guys, because it's an Aztek, yeah, an Aztek really did change my life. I was excited to find an Aztek in the steel blue metallic. To be quite honest with you guys, I have not seen too many steel blue metallics when these things were even new. At least from 01. I've seen them afterwards with the matching cladding and whatnot, but I love this color. And in fact, when I was 13 and these cars had just come out, this was one of the colors that I always said I'd want to have if I ever bought one of these. It was either the red, the pewter, or the blue. And I got the blue one. The wheels, GT wheels. It's a GT. You know it's a GT for 01 because the 01 GTs had these wheels. And it also had the A on the rear doors. It also had this color cladding, which is like a charcoal metallic painted cladding, which fades on the sides, but the bumpers keep the original color for some reason. If it was a base Aztek, they were pretty much black. The GTs were charcoal like that. So I got a GT. I was so excited when I, finally realized it was a GT, because I wasn't 100% sure when I got it. Went through the brochure, and yeah, it's a GT. And then when it came to the inside, this This Aztek was actually pretty well loaded for a GT. And it had all the things, again, that I wanted when I was a kid and wanting an Aztek. It has the driver information center. It has the stereo controls on the steering wheel. It has the 6-disc CD changer with the top-of-the-line 10-speaker Pioneer sound system. It has dual-zone climate controls. It's got the cooler. It's got the sunroof. And then I, as mentioned, found these leather seats to put into it. So basically what I have here is my ideal Aztek spec from when I was a child, like when I was a teenager, and I would read the magazines and I would look at the brochures, and this was basically, I built made this the GT that I've always wanted. This is the Aztek that I've always wanted, basically. And unfortunately, this may be the only time that I've had this Aztek. After this, if I end up getting another one in the future, will I put that much work and effort into it, or will I just find one and accept it the way that it is? I don't know. Over the time that I've had this, I've only had, I think, 1, maybe 2 passengers in the back, which is cluttered at the moment because I haven't had the time to do anything with it lately. But for the most part, nobody has really ridden back here. The only person who's really ever been in this car with me is my wife, and obviously she's always up front. So I never really carried anybody in this car. I did, however, carry rocks, stones, bricks, bookshelf. I've actually used this thing for hauling some cargo, and it did a phenomenal job. So the 3400 V6, 185 horsepower, 210 pound-feet of torque, I believe. This was the bulk of our issues right here, because obviously the engine's got to run to get the car to move, and when I bought it, obviously the head gaskets and intake gaskets needed done. And it ran really well for for a while, really. But over time, we've got this intermittent miss on our third cylinder, and I cannot figure it out. Spark is good, fuel is good, circuitry for the fuel injector and the ICM good. It's got to be a mechanical thing. I've been told this, somebody was actually suspecting it was a mechanical thing. Don't really know what it is. People wondering, is this why I'm getting rid of it? Because of this? No. Because it drives perfectly fine even though it's got the intermittent miss. It doesn't seem to do it when it's under power, when it's under a load, and when you're at cruising speeds. It's a hot or warm idle intermittent miss, and that's it. It performs perfectly fine. So that is not the reason why I'm getting rid of it. If it was in that bad a shape, I wouldn't be selling it to somebody else who actually needs this car for their sole transportation. So that's not the reason why. It is, however, driving me crazy that I cannot really pinpoint the issue. Don't know. I don't know. But it performs well enough for somebody to use this vehicle for transportation. And honestly, that's really all that matters. So I think you guys can kind of see why, I am bummed out that I'm getting rid of it. I'm glad that it's going to a good cause. Somebody who actually needs a vehicle for you know, at least, you know, anywhere from 6 months to a year. They said they're actually gonna, you know, buy another car probably toward the beginning of next year. So where this thing's gonna go after that, I honestly don't know. Chances are it's probably by then gonna be ready, or you know, close to being scrap ready. And you know, it makes me sad. It makes me sad. I am excited to bring another car to the channel. I kind of already hinted that. I have one that I'm going to look at this weekend. Hopefully, if all the plans are still in motion for that. And I am excited to hopefully bring home something that's going to be a little more sportier, a little more, I don't know, practical, but something that I've always been wanting and never bought. And this one, I don't think needs as much work done to it. Also, I will determine that when I go to look at it. But as much as excited that I am that I'm, you know, eventually going to be bringing another project to the channel, I am still a little heartbroken that I have to get rid of this one. And that's another thing too. You guys are probably thinking, you know, I'm getting rid of it because, you know, this is in rough shape still. That's part of it. You know, like I said earlier in this vlog, you know, I want something that I can keep for, you know, a long time, without it sitting in my driveway for a majority of its time, wasting away, or sitting in the previous owner's yard where it really wasted away. I want something that's a little more ready to be on the road and I can get more use out of. Also, I can't have, you know, any more cars in my driveway. There's only really room for 3 that make it easy for us to move cars around. I mean, I could get a 4th car if I really wanted to, but my driveway would be too packed. My one neighbor, I don't think, is really excited that I have more cars than people. The car to person ratio of my household, apparently. So, and honestly, I don't care about that. It's my house. I can do whatever I want. But yeah, I just can't afford to have another car, to take care of another car while taking care of this one, to store another car, to even have insurance, you know, on another car. You know, 2 cars with full coverage, and this has liability. It's still, you know, it's still pricey. So I can't have it that way either. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head home, and I guess we're gonna start dismantling the seats again. Well, we're home now. So yeah, I guess we're gonna get ready to tear these seats out. I love these seats. These seats actually made a little bit of difference in the comfortability of this tech. The original seats were comfortable too, but they were worn. There's something about these leather seats where they kind of feel stiffer, maybe. These seats, when I found them, are in amazing condition for how old they are. And maybe they weren't really used a whole lot. I don't know. This driver's seat, you know, is slightly worn. It's kind of caved in on the side here next to the door, which is common. But I loved having these seats in this car. And that's why I'm keeping them. And I said that when I bought them too. You know, when the day came to get rid of this thing, the seats are coming out because I'm going to use them. I might actually make some chairs out of them, like I did with those old minivan seats that I found. I might go that route and actually have some like captain's chairs, you know, leather seats. And the back seats too, you know. We're gonna have a whole set of leather seats in the house as furniture somewhere. I'm gonna make it happen. So I have to go downstairs and get my tools and we're gonna go ahead and start digging into tearing these out. Hopefully I've got enough time before the rain comes. The airbag swap is gonna be a little time consuming, so I think what I'm gonna do is we'll work on getting all the seats out. I'm gonna at least put the driver's seat and the back seats in. The back seats take like a minute, if that. Not even that really, but we'll leave the front passenger seats out. I'll probably have to do that in the house. It might start raining by then. But yeah, I loved having these seats in here. I'm so glad that I found them. I've enjoyed having them in this car. And well, let's go ahead and put the original seats back in. Then you vacuum. They've been sitting in the basement, you know. So then you vacuumed, but it's too hot to vacuum today. I'm sweating just doing this. The back also needs vacuumed because of the rocks and stuff. So we're gonna do that another day. So let's put the well, let's at least put the driver's seat in. So just like we did when we put these leather seats in, we're going to pull the fuse out of the fuse box for the airbags and then wait a few minutes, you know, in case there's more power in the module or whatnot. While we're at it though, hey look, fuse 15, electronic level control, compressor, relay, and height sensor. I should have pulled that a while ago, so we're gonna pull that now. That way that stupid air compressor, which has been going off since the day I brought it home, will have to go on because, hey, there's no air suspension in the back anymore. We bypassed it, so the compressor runs for no reason. It doesn't even really work. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that fuse because that way it won't drive her mad the way that it drove me mad here. So, airbag. I might have to pull this relay out again because it's in the way. Airbag. And number 15. That 10 ampere right here, I think. We'll leave that one out too, and we'll see if that stupid compressor ends up switching back on or not. So, all right, we'll wait a second. We'll take the seat out. it wasn't even really that I hated these seats. I actually really liked these seats. I like the pattern. A little bit different than my first Aztek. But when I saw the leather ones, I just had to run with it. So that's really the only reason why I ended up buying the leather ones. Alright, so we'll put our airbag fuse in. If something bad were to happen, this is probably the time that it's going to happen. Okay. So that's that. Well, it's all cleaned up on the outside. Now we have to clean up the inside. And I'm not really doing anything fancy with this. I'm not gonna, you know, armor all things or anything. We just want to get my trash, I'm gonna take my belongings out. You know, and I guess that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna bring my shop or my rigid vac out here today, because it's hot and I really don't feel like lugging it around. So we're going to, you know, once we get all the trash and stuff out of here, we're just gonna take it down the street to the car wash, and we'll just use the big, you know, industrial size vacuum to vacuum all the stuff out. So last night was the night that Vlog 258 went live, and that video was the one where I was telling you guys that I was thinking about getting rid of this. But at the time, you know, I wasn't sure, and I wanted to see what everybody's input, you know, was, what they think I should do. And you know, the video's only been up for like, what, 16 hours or something at this point. And the video, compared to a lot of my other videos, you know, the views are actually climbing up there. So that I figured that was going to catch a lot of attention. You know, when people think that this is going to be leaving or whatnot. So I'm just, you know, I'm seeing a lot of the comments now about what you guys think, even though, you know, unfortunately, the decision has already been made, and really didn't think that this was going to happen this soon. It just kind of happened, I guess, you know. Somebody needs the car, and it's going to work out for them, and I'm currently still looking for my next project. So that's just how it played out. But a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of mix, you know. I've got a lot of people saying that it's time to go. You know, you made a lot of good vlogs out of it. You got your use out of it. It's time to find something that's a little, you know, that you can start over again, basically. So we had a lot of those. We also have a lot of people saying, keep it. Drive it till the wheels fall off. You put a lot of money and work into it, keep it. So you can kind of see, you know, even just from the comments, you know, that's basically what's been going on in my mind when I started doing, or really thinking about this, is, you know, I had to weigh the pros and the cons of keeping this and not keeping it. Some of the pros are definitely the fact that I have this thing pretty much sorted out. I know the engine, for the most part, is clean inside. I know I got all new lines, a new radiator, it's like new suspension components, so it's like I know I have a lot of it sorted out to drive. You know, with the next car, you know, we're not going to be so sure, unless the people I buy it from, or whoever I buy it from, is up front with me and they tell me that, you know, this was done, this was done, this was done, you know. You don't always get that, unfortunately, as I've learned from this. But that's okay, because, you know, I'm buying these cars because it's not, you know, it's like I want problems because I want to be able to fix them. I obviously don't want something catastrophic wrong with it, you know. But, you know, like this, you know, there was a lot of stuff with this car that I didn't know about that was wrong with it, and we got a lot of it sorted out, you know, and it's a learning experience. So that's where we sit with that. I've got pros and cons, you know, weighed out in my mind, and so far, you know, the pros of getting rid of it, you know, is winning, for a few reasons. But I do want to thank you guys for your inputs. I thought that video was going to be uploaded a little earlier also, but it wasn't, so that's why I'm just now seeing all these comments and whatnot. So I just came across the two little screws for the center console, bottom of the center console, or not center console, center stack where the radio and stuff is. Last time I had the radio out to change the 6 disc, I must have never put them back in. So we'll be doing that soon also. There's like a lot of napkins and stuff in here. Just a lot of stuff. I don't like it when my cars get dirty and cluttered, and it drives me crazy, to be honest with you. It's just, there's been so much, you know, going on between work, school, and a whole bunch of stuff. I just haven't had the time or the motivation really to keep up with all these cars. I've got one new valve cover gasket. I was thinking about changing the front gasket when I did the back one, when we were checking the rocker arms, but I didn't really feel like doing it. So I've got one new Felpro gasket here. I don't know. I don't know if I should throw it away or just hang on to it for a little bit. Maybe I'll just hang on to it. A couple of loose things back here, but it's mostly just CDs and stuff. Because you guys know me, I still like to use my CD player when it's available. Got the rocks and stuff back here. Stuff from school. I don't know what this is. So before we put all the CD cases in the bag, we have to take all the CDs out of the CD changer. Not gonna lie, even though this has been a pain in the butt on occasion, I am going to really miss having that feature. Oh, so many napkins. I think there's probably CDs in here that I forgot I had, because some of these have been in here since I started driving the Tech. So I honestly don't even really know what's in there. Alright, so cooler's cleared out. Leaving the manual, the original manual. You guys can't see me, it's lighting's bad. I got a '01 manual. You guys probably seen that in the other video, the manual video. So we will leave the actual manual with it this time. All right. So this is my bag full of stuff. My towel, and that's pretty much it. There's a couple of other things back there, like in the door. That's all garbage. So we'll take a trip over to the car wash. Maybe a little bit later. It's really hot right now, so I'll wait a little bit later. We'll go out there and try to vacuum it up and try to get all the other loose dirt out of it. So now we're off to doing the vacuuming.
Alright everyone, so we've got the outside cleaned up, we've got the inside vacuumed out, and all of my junk is out of it. It is now time for the final voyage with me in VlogTek. Let's get going. Maybe. Oh, there she goes. The remote's kind of weak. Alright, let's go. So, you know, I've said it before and I will say it again. A lot of people, you know, judge this car based off of the way that they look. The styling is not in everybody's favor. It's always been in mine because I've always loved the way that this thing looks inside and out. But what people fail to realize is these things drive really nice. And I know I'm being repetitive. I've said it numerous times throughout all of these videos, even videos that weren't necessarily about this particular Aztek. They just drive really well. The handling is good. The driving position is good. And I'm really gonna miss that. I really liked having this back, you know. Now, this isn't the best example because, you know, it drives well. It drives really good, actually. I'm still shocked at how well this thing does drive after sitting for like 2.5 years or whatever. You know, it sat for a long time, and when I bought it, I never drove it. Didn't get to test drive it, obviously. It's really, really well. But it being as old as it is and as worn as it is, there's a lot of other suspension components that need, you know, replaced. It needs control arms. I think the control arm bushings are just about deteriorated, so you get some clunks here and there, but the shocks that I put on it really do make this thing feel nice. The new shocks are amazing. If I were to ever end up with another tech, I'd be buying these same shocks if it needed it. Giving this thing up is getting harder for me to come to terms with as the time is passing. Tomorrow is when the car is being picked up. So yeah, this is my last drive in this. When I go to park it at home, it's going to be the last time that I actually park this thing because I'm not going to move it. I'm not going to move it again. So this is really going to be it. This is it for me. It's really hard because, I mean, you guys might be thinking it's just a car, it's just an Aztek. Why are you, you know, so bummed about getting rid of it? Why are you so sad about getting rid of it? And, you know, you guys should know by now, to me, this is not just any other car. This is not just any other Aztek. This is one that I have made my own. I brought it back to life. This was the first thing that I've ever restored. And I just can't believe that. You know, I just can't believe I'm getting rid of it. You guys might, you know, be saying or thinking, you know, I don't have to get rid of it, and this is true. You know, if I really wanted to, I could probably say I changed my mind and I'm gonna keep it, but that just, it wouldn't be right. And like I said earlier, there's more pros in getting rid of this thing and finding something else to start working on compared to the cons that I would have if I still kept the car. what I'm really happy about, though, in all of this is that this car is, it's not going to the scrap or anything, you know. It's going to be used for somebody who needs to use it. So at least me bringing it back to life has somewhat of another purpose behind it, other than just me, you know, wanting to do something with it and using it for myself. It's going to be helping somebody else out for a little while, and that makes me happy in all of this. I'm glad that she gets to be used for somebody else for a little while. I'm not going to lie, though. You know, if the time comes and, you know, she's ready to get another car, and if this one is still in driving condition and whatnot, who knows? I might tell her to let me know when it's time to go, because maybe I'll buy it back, or maybe we can take one last look at it. But if it's still in driving condition and whatnot, when the time comes for her to get rid of it, I might make her an offer and buy it back. I don't know what good that's going to be, but that would be kind of cool if we could buy it back. But I honestly, you know, nobody knows what's going to become of this car, you know, after it's out of my hands. We're down to 80 degrees outside right now, and it's nights like this where, you know, this thing never had working air conditioning, so it's nights like this where you put the window down, you open the sunroof, and it's a nice night. It's a nice evening drive, you know. It's a nice evening drive. So I told you guys, you know, I know what I want my next project car to be, and I've been looking and trying to get a hold of people to go and look at these potential project cars. The problem is, every time I make an appointment to go look at them, or I make arrangements with the owners to go look at them, they sell them before I get a chance to do that. And I'm not very happy about it. I've wanted to inquire about 6 of these cars within the last week and a half. Not, you know, not a guaranteed to buy thing, but I wanted to look at them. All of them were reasonably priced. All of them needed work, some sort of work done to them. All of them were the same model. And like today, I was supposed to go look at one today, and dude sold it. And I get it, it's a first come first serve thing, but with my kind of schedule and where these cars are, they're not really around the corner, to be honest with you. So it's upsetting that I can't really get my hands on them yet to, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that car, that model, or not. Maybe I'll look for something else, because I don't seem to be having very good luck with this. But we'll see. I've honestly been kind of tempted to buy another Aztek, but, you know, do I want to get another Aztek right now? Do I want something different? I'm already thinking about the headaches of what needs to be replaced on a potential Aztek, what I've had to go through, you know. I think we're gonna head home now. It's starting to get late, and I gotta park it, and I need to put the 2 screws back into the center stack plastic. I also need to take my plates off, and I need to remove the VlogTek sticker from the back window. I want to try to salvage the sticker, you know, find another place to put it or something. I've got the shirt too. Keeping the shirt. I'll still wear the shirt. But yeah, this is pretty much gonna be it. She's been a good car. I used it a lot more than I was anticipating. It's been a good car though. I'm proud of this thing. This car's coming home. And I feel like a kid on Christmas. Well, so far so good. It's still there. Didn't roll off yet. Okay, Aztek's in tow. We're heading over to finish up the title work. Alright guys, so here it is. My new 2001 Pontiac Aztek. There she goes. There it is. So, official GM product here. It is the Aztek nameplate for the back window. So, maybe it was both power steering and transmission fluid that was leaking out of this thing. My Aztek came with a 6-disc CD changer, and it will stay with its original 6-disc CD changer. With the help of another 6-disc CD changer. Insert CD. Well, that's a good sign at least. Oh, there it is, so that's our power steering fluid.
look at that. Ew. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is gonna be a mess. Let's see how will this come out. Is the antifreeze? All right, we got one. There's some in there. Nope, they're back there. They're behind it now. snagged a couple of Aztek floor mats. Now, they're not obviously in the best of shape, but they don't look too bad either. Before we actually crank this over, I just want to say that I am not 100% confident that this is going to work the way it should. And I'm not saying that because I think I did a bad job. I don't, honestly, I got it back together. I tore it apart and I managed to get it back together. That alone is a pretty wild accomplishment. I want to say the reason why I don't feel as confident as I should is because of the fact that I haven't done this before. And I just want to say, you know, I've tried my very best to get everything put back in its correct place. I've tried everything, making sure everything was snugged down, making sure everything is as correct as possible. Can't guarantee that this engine is even gonna last. I mean, based on everything that we've seen in this engine, I'm really, really surprised at how well it ran to begin with. No way! Yes! Yes! Yes, it lived! No way! Nothing's gonna go according to plan. Yeah. The filter's off. Yep. All right. So my window is working. Okay, I gotta move the clamp and get the plastic off, and then I can do the rest of it. It's a pretty neat trick. You just don't want to hold the wires on there for too long. Okay, that's it. Window's up. Now we can disconnect this. Alright guys, so 5 hours later, the Aztek has a full set of brake lines finally. There we go. She's free now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shoot. Crap. Oh, this is great. What a disaster. All right, so we got the fluid in it, we got the tires back on it, and I just want to see if we can move it to the end of the driveway and back. Holy crap, she moved. Oh, this is exciting. This car hasn't sat anywhere for a long time, and it looks better sitting closer to the house. Wow, she moved. I noticed on the way back up the driveway though, the right front tire did not sound good. I got it up here and the wheel is completely crooked, and I'm really afraid to look to see what this is all about, because what is going on? Whoa! Oh! Oh no! What is about the case? Alright guys, so this is it. July 27th, 2020. The Aztek is leaving today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remove my plates. We're going to put those two screws back into the center stack plastic, and we are going to remove the official VlogTek sticker from the back window. And I promise, no more sad music. 11, which is very strange. I am supposed to be going to look at a car today. Hopefully, it'll work out this time. I was supposed to go look at one yesterday. I think I mentioned that already. I don't remember. But dude sold it. Didn't bother to tell me beforehand. So, hopefully, later on today, this one will still be there for me to at least look at. The one back here has regular Phillips screws. I think I had to buy these, actually. Yeah, I had to buy these ones because there weren't any screws back here, I don't think. Right, so hopefully we can save these plates for the next car. And that way I won't have to get new plates. As long as it's before my birthday, I should be able to transfer them. That's what I'm thinking. It's gonna storm today. Yeah, it's gonna storm today. You can feel it. Okay, she's in. Now probably one of the most difficult things I'm going to have to do, and that's remove the official VlogTek sticker from the back window. I thought about leaving this on, but at the same time it's like it's really not VlogTek anymore once it's out of my hands. I honestly don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this up. I want to keep this. Even though it'll never be put on another car. The glue is the glue is on the window. It's not even on the back of the sticker. So it's not really a sticker anymore, it's just a cutout. So I'm gonna have to clean this glue off. Here we go. Still sticky. So I got this invisible glass. Came with the house. It's been sitting in the basement. Never used it, so I guess this will be a time to try it. Oh, it's that kind of stuff. Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, look at that. Looks like it wasn't even there. Alright guys, so this is it. We're done. As soon as I shut this camera off, I'm heading over to get the title notarized with the new owner and having it switched over from my name to hers. So this is it. This has been a really difficult vlog to put together. I've been putting each segment together, you know, basically after I've been done filming that segment for the day. And this is really hard. It really is. I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, you know, it's just a car, but I've told you guys before, you know, I've made this one mine. I basically, like, in a way, built this car back from the ground up. So I put in some of the features that I wanted with it. I tried to clean it up as best I could. I know I never really followed through on doing all the plastic. I tried to get it mechanically sound. You know, apparently it was good enough to get it to drive, even though it's still not running perfectly. I just wish I could turn back time on this thing and keep it from getting so bad, you know, underneath and whatnot. So this is hard. I'm just really glad that this is going to good use. Somebody who can really use it for a little bit. And I am looking forward to the next project. But until I get that project, I'm really going to be heartbroken, you know, letting this one go. Even afterwards, I'm probably going to regret it. I regretted getting rid of my first one. I know some way I'm going to regret getting rid of this one, but if I can find another one in the future, then maybe I'll take it. I've done 106 vlogs on this car. That's including the one you're watching now. 106 vlogs. One vlog special for its 1-year anniversary. I did one instructional video that really wasn't a vlog. It was how to program the remote if you find a remote and you need to program it. I've spent $3,399 on this car total, with all the repairs and everything that I've done to it. All the whole process was $3,399, and we've driven it 5,877 miles. And the mileage, of course, is only coming from September, late September of last year, when we started to drive it. So about 10 months, almost 11 months of driving. So that is, those are the final numbers for this project. And this is it. I have to say goodbye now. we're gonna go do the title work, like I said, have it switched over. And then right after that, I have to go to work. And after work, when I come home, as soon as I get home, she's gonna come and pick this up. And then that'll be it. She'll be gone. And then right after that, I'm going to look at, hopefully, a potential project car. So that's it. This closes out our chapter with the 2001 Pontiac Aztek GT, formerly known as VlogTek. But it will always be known as VlogTek to me, and I'm sure to you guys, but now that it'll be back on the road with somebody else, it is going to not be VlogTek anymore. It's been a great car, and I'm really, really gonna miss it. All right, so this is it. So if you guys enjoyed this vlog, if you guys enjoyed all of the other Aztek vlogs, you know, don't forget to give this a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. And yes, I will still have Aztek shirts on the site for the time being. I probably won't get rid of those for quite a while, so if you're interested, I still have them. Alright guys, so I'll see you guys next time, and other than that, take care.